What's up, everybody? This episode of the podcast is brought to you by We Print Wraps. We Print Wraps is the wrap industry's #1 source for wholesale printed wraps. They offer free nationwide shipping all across the U.S. and Canada. Go to WePrintWraps.com today. Okay, folks, welcome to the All Wrapped Up podcast. If you're new to the show, I've been a weekly listener. Thank you for tuning in and supporting the show. As you know, I don't ask for much, but I appreciate it if you left your feedback and a 5-star rating on any platform that you're listening to. It really helps us out in getting the word out about the industry. And don't forget, if you find value in the content, subscribe and tell a friend. And now here's a brand new episode of All Wrapped Up with Peter Blackman from Your Car Wrap. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to All Wrapped Up podcast. We'll be interviewing industry-leading wrap companies to share tips, tricks, stories, and more. All right, so we'll go live. We've got Peter Blackman from Your Car Wrap over in Canada. What's going on, brother?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. This has been a long time coming since the last time we spoke, trying to set up our podcast interview.
Oh, for sure. We've been both busy, so finally have some time.
Definitely. Appreciate you taking the time again to come on here and share your story, brother.
Yeah, no worries, man. Anytime.
So typically, as you know, we usually start the podcast by getting an inside look on some projects that you have going on currently, or how you ended last week. Can you share a little bit of what type of projects you're working on?
Currently, right now, I'm working on a Tesla. Customer wanted it satin silver chrome. It's actually going really good right now. It's almost completed. Also, the customer wanted some carbon fiber interior part wrapped, so I figured I'll throw that in the mix as well with some embossing.
There you go, some embossing in it. What are you doing for embossing, like Tesla logos, or?
The customer just wanted his company logo on there.
Nice.
So I'm gonna emboss it underneath the satin chrome there.
I love it. What satin chrome are you, like, what type of mixture? Because now everybody's all about using different laminates with different materials. What's your concoction based off of that you're getting the satin chrome look?
I tried different satin chrome finishes. This one here, this one actually is by Vivid. And honestly, it conforms it's actually really good. It's forgiving. If you crease it, it goes back to normal. Tech Wrap, I tried their satin, chrome as well, which is on my car. And, that is, their colors are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Heat wise, you got to be cautious with it. It burns easily.
Mm-hmm.
And also 3M, it burns a little, I would say it's in the middle as well, in between. You just got to be cautious, but honestly, they did, I think they stepped up their game a bit. Really?
Do you use Vivid a lot in your installs?
You know what? When I first started, started becoming a rapper, just as a hobby, I was trying to figure out different ways on trying to wrap my own car. So my car was basically a guinea pig.
There you go.
Yeah, this thing was squealing, I'll tell you. So yeah, I used Vivid as a starter vinyl because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And then I became better at it, and then I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me try wrapping my car in chrome. Mm-hmm. And I always wanted my car in chrome all the time, and my friend said he would charge me so much, and I didn't have the money to do it. So I said, you know what the heck? I'm just going to order it and try it out. First time, mistakes, huge mistakes. I'm not going to lie. I'm as real as it's going to get.
We all go through it, man. There's no worries. This is an open channel, bro. Like we've all been there. Bad cuts, bad installs, wrinkles here, wrinkles there. It happens.
Oh, for sure. And creases here, cussing here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you know what? I scrapped that project and I tried again, and I kept on trying on my fender. Honestly, I probably tried about 9 times.
Wow.
That's it. After that, I just became comfortable with the chrome.
Mm-hmm.
And I basically started off on chrome. So now when I touch like satin or any other
regular colors,
finishes, any other regular colors, it's easy for me.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, you chose the hardest film to use as a starter. It almost goes back to like the olden days when people were using, you know, we like to say that the pre-air release, and then, you know, before and then the after, you know, applying things wet, applying things with no air release, and only taking the backer off little by little as you install.
For sure.
It's become that the chrome is the hierarchy of the industry as far as the main material, the hardest material to install. Now, as far as like Vivid installing it wise, what type of problems did you kind of come across using that particular brand? Because I'm not gonna lie, I know Vivid and I follow them. I see what they're doing. I've just never installed it. I know their price point is a lot lower than like Avery's Chrome, and it's a better fit for the everyday type of person, or the I don't want to say cheaper person, but it is. I call it for
your starter
kit. Chrome.
I call it for your starters.
There you go.
It's a starter company. Well,
yeah, that's perfect, because you're not breaking the bank using, you know, wrapping a door panel and losing $400 on a door panel. You know what I mean?
Yes. So you're still getting practice, but at a cheaper cost.
Right.
I do mind you though, the colors are nice. They stepped up their game. I'm not knocking anybody, you know, but just as a starter rapper, if you wanted to go and become a rapper or whatever, and you're trying to save money, I say Vivid is your go-to.
Yeah. What type of durability and techniques did you have to use the Vivid product?
Techniques. When I first started, it was a lot of heat for corners and stuff like that. And I usually, double seal, I seal my corners, all my corners and edges.
Yeah.
I get that long-term, durability. I'll either try to match the color of the car with the overlap of the color itself on top of the vinyl with the paint.
Yeah.
Or I'll use the clear steel
to help out. Now, as far as like doing the install, can you do a full peel with it, or do you have to kind of do half and half?
Okay. So what I noticed, tech wrap, you have to heat it and peel,
mm-hmm.
and it leaves a lot of glue behind.
Okay.
A lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
With Vivid, I say the colder it is, the better it is to remove the wrap, especially with chrome.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong. Everybody has their own technique or whatever.
Right.
But I haven't had a problem with Vivid, anything with peels with Vivid. 3M sticks hard, but it's easily removable as well.
Yeah.
and Avery the same. When you get into KPMF, good luck.
Good
that
luck.
That thing's under like concrete, man.
Yeah, you peel it off, it's on there. I had the pleasure of using some of it up at RapsCon, man. I was really impressed by it. I mean, it is a little aggressive, but it's not that bad. I mean, it's definitely a different technique for installation.
For sure.
But man, you could do a full peel on it, and you know, you got to work at it, but once you get it all glassed over, you should be good to go.
For sure.
Can you
if you want the hair off your legs removed, that's a good wrap, huh?
Oh shit! Or the hair off your arms or something, get it stuck behind the vinyl. That's so funny. But you can do a full peel on the Vivid. You can take the whole backer off and lay it like glass, no problem. Or is it a little tacky?
When I apply it, I just peel a little bit, and then I just set the two corners, and then I just heat it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Depending on the weather too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's conformable.
Yeah.
It's conformable.
It's
user friendly. It's user friendly.
Okay. All right.
To me.
I'll have to check them out though, for sure. Maybe I can get a sample or something. And
for sure.
I'm always looking for different avenues, different materials, doing tests. You know, just to see what's out there, man. I mean, there's so many brands out there that have so many colors and different choices that, you know, you don't have to stick to those two or three brands all the time. I mean, there's definitely
the thing. It's like Nike, Reebok,
right?
You know?
Yeah,
you don't have to buy the Jordans or whatever.
Right.
You know, everybody has their own taste.
Yeah, man. I'm an Adidas guy. You know what I mean? I don't need Nike.
I'm Adidas. I'm an Adidas guy too.
I don't need Nikes. Adidas and Chuck Taylors, man. I'm all about it.
That's it. That's all I wear is Adidas and Under Armour, I guess.
Yeah, there you go, man. The underdogs. That's what I'm about. The underdogs.
That's it.
Well, let's go back a little bit on the Tesla. I know you and I had talked a little bit off air, talking about some cool features that the Tesla has that you ran into, and you ended up having to replace a panel because of it.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I was wrapping the driver door on the Tesla, and everything's perfect. Not a fly shit underneath the wrap. And trimming around the handle's tucked in. As you know, the Tesla handles, they're sensitive.
Right.
They pop out or whatever. So I'm trimming around the handle, and boom, the handle just pops out, rips the vinyl, and I'm like, oh my God, Lord help me.
Did you know that it was gonna pop?
Honestly, no. You know what? I'm not too familiar with the whole Tesla thing, so I put the key farther away from the car, thinking that the key had nothing to do. I didn't know it was touch sensitive. So,
well, you live, you learn.
So, yeah, you live and you learn. So the back door, no problem. The passenger, no. I was flying today. The whole side of the car got wrapped today.
That's awesome. Was that your first? Was that your first panel that you had that issue with the door handle?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, your first wrap of the day, your first panel. It's not going to be you're always going to have something happen to it for whatever reason.
For sure. I always start with the fender first. I always start with the fender just to get the feel of the wrap.
Yep. How do you dissect your cars when you first install them? So you said every single car that you start, you always start at the fender?
I always start at the fender.
Okay. All right.
I always start at the fender, and then I roll out the vinyl from the mirror all the way back to the rear of the car.
Mm-hmm.
And then I trim from the middle window down to the back the rear door. So I have the quarter panel piece all together, and I have the two doors all together.
Right. So
instead of going dissecting the vinyl 5 feet in length, right?
Yeah, by
or
itself
width or whatever.
Yeah,
by itself in pieces. So I'm trying to be more conservative.
Yep.
With saving as much vinyl as possible.
Yeah. Do you usually so when you get a project in, do you like go and revert back to like a template or take a little bit of some measurements while they're there and try to figure out exactly what you're going to need to get the job done and then order 1 or 2 more yards? Or do you just order, let's just say a Tesla is like 20 yards, but you get the full 25 just in case?
Yeah, I just order a full box.
Yeah.
Because it's just better that way, just in case you mess up or anything, and I don't care what anybody says. There's always going to be rappers that mess up.
Yep.
There's always. If you don't mess up, good luck, man. You and Jesus are good friends, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you always gotta have you always have to have an out, no matter what. Whether it's an extra material or, something that you're cutting, you using knifeless tape.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now, the thing with me, I'm not scared to say, what, I screwed up. Or, you know what I mean? Everybody's trying to be the best. The best is only yourself and the car and what your skills and your capabilities are. That's what I say.
Right. You're only as good as your last car. The next one's gonna roll around, and you gotta do better. And
that's how I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, how am I gonna get my edges cleaner than, say, the Tesla? Not saying the Tesla's not good. I take my time, right?
Right.
And I noticed, I don't know, I'm a solo rapper. I take one project at a time.
Right.
And, I don't know, I see, I got mistakes too myself, but I see a lot of things where it's like, wow, like you see some shops and they're like, did they really take their time, or they're just hustling to get money for, say, back pay on rent on their property or whatever, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then they go and overcharge the customer. You want to be able to kind of meet the customer's needs. This is my logic. You want to meet the customer's needs where you're making money, but at the same time, you want them to feel comfortable, and you want them to come back, say they wanted a change. You want them to come back to your company.
Right. And
say, okay, you know what? So-and-so company did a really good job. I want to go back to them. But you don't want your customer to go and say, okay, man, this guy was really expensive. Right. I'm not saying not to be cheap, but at the same time, kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, your quality of work should reflect the pricing that you kind of are promoting. Yeah. You know what I mean? Your level of expertise should be at your highest quality, so you should probably be on the higher spectrum of things. It's just like when you go buy a car. You have $20,000 to go buy a car. Well, you're not going to go look in the Ferrari dealership for a $20,000 Ferrari, but when you got $200K to spend, okay, we can splurge a little bit on a nicer vehicle, and you're going to get the quality, you're going to get the durability. Yeah, is it going to be a little bit to maintain it? But it is what it is. But that's
true. It's true. I rather take my time, not too much time, but a lot of rappers, they finish cars in 3 days. Good for you. Like I commend you guys. You guys are good, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I work, and when I'm finished, I'm finished. I work in a way where I don't want to be rushed by anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
And plus
at the same time, you're going to get your car the way you want. There's a lot of customers that I know for sure they're around and they're rushing. They're rushing the car wrappers, and the car wrappers are under stress. And these car wrappers are good wrappers.
Right.
But it's just the stress of the customer. And I got one thing to tell everybody, and I'm going to say this: don't let customers run your business.
Yeah.
I see a lot of customers running other customers or businesses' business the way, okay, I need my car this time. I need it done this time. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I see that a lot in the commercial game, man. Because that's where I came from. Very stressful, bro. It's like, hey, I need to have my guy in this truck by the end of the week, and they're dropping the car off on like a Wednesday, and then you know what ends up happening? Probably 80% of the time, you call them on Friday to come pick the fucking thing up. They're like, oh, I can't get it till Monday. What the fuck did I rush for then?
Oh yeah.
Why did I push a project out? Or whatever the case may have been, and you tell me Friday, and now I'm expecting you to come pick it up on Friday, and now you can't get to me till Monday? Like, what the hell, man? Like, it happens all the time. All the time.
It happened to me, and I put a stop to that shit, and, you know what? I'm going to say something. I'm as real as it's going to get. I find rich people with high-end cars, and I'm going to say this because I just don't give a shit.
You have zero fucks.
I give zero shits, man. You could cuss me. You can tell me anything you want. I find the people with the nicest cars, the richest, the Lambos, the Ferraris, the whatever you want to call it. I find you guys the cheapest bastards. You guys are the cheapest bastards, always looking for a deal. Cut the shit out, straight up. And you know what? The ones that can't afford a car wrap, okay? For some reason, they come up with the money for a car wrap. And they're grateful for the job you've done.
Yeah. They'll be the first ones to talk good about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Later on.
And there's one more class. And I'm going to say this. The ones you give discounts to. The ones you give discounts to are the pickiest bastards.
Yep.
And they always come back saying, this is not right. This is blah, blah, blah. I put a stop to that shit too.
Yeah.
So it goes around. I see it. I get other rappers messaging me about it. I mean, it's like,
it happens. It happens. It's when you throw out that weird discounted rate, or that you're even giving them an ounce of a discount, whether it be like 5% or something stupid, they'll be the first ones to say something's wrong. Always. But the ones that pay, and the ones that pay full price and that are scrounging up money to get the job done, to pay you, they know when they pick up the car they have to pay you, that have the money, they're happy as shit when they pick up their car.
And you want to do the best job you want to do for those people. I'll tell you straight out, if you are a customer and you're listening to this right now, be nice to your rapper. If he wants to charge you for whatever his labor is, take it. Don't ask for no discounts. When you go to Swiss Chalet, do you ask for a discount on your chicken?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You're going to go and ask the chef, or you're going to McDonald's, can I get a discount on fries and a burger? You know what I mean? Take the guy's labor price and take it. If you can't afford it,
there's somebody out there for you. There's somebody out there for you. You know what I mean? You gotta go to that other shop. It is what it is. It's just, people, you have to, at the end of the day, rappers, you have to know what you're worth. And you have to know what your operating costs are. And those things need to jive. You cannot, just because you want a job doesn't mean you lower your price. No. No, you
Don't let
cannot.
customers run your business.
Yeah, you can't.
That's what
You
I
can't
say.
do that. You can't do that. I said this too. I think it was a prior podcast. It's like you go to a grocery store, you buy a gallon of milk. The gallon of milk's $2.99. You go to the counter, you only got $1. Well, what's gonna happen? You're gonna walk out of there with no milk. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, and you know what? These guys, they do that, and then they say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go with another company. No problem.
Yeah, let
Because
them deal with
I'm
the headache.
I'm going to be the one de-wrapping, charging to de-wrap it and wrap it.
Yeah.
I've done it before.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking from experience, man. I think we've all had one or two clients or even more than that at times that, you know, are just, you know, they're hard to work with or they're just that picky. You know, you have to know your worth and you have to know when to say no. You know what I mean? You have to know if you already get that vibe. I mean, I could usually tell the first 5 minutes of talking to somebody, just talking, not even like really talking about the project, but just talking about their business and what they do and how they're doing it. And I could tell right away where the conversation's going to go. You know what I mean? And how the negotiation's going to go. So I'm either going to know that you're going to be picky and price it even higher, knowing that I'm probably going to have to deal with something after, later, or during. To compensate for that time that either I'm on the phone or you're stopping by to look at it and talking about stuff or asking questions about certain things that I've already brought to your attention prior to starting the project, whether it be talking about inlays, overlaps, seams.
It's best to talk to the customer, when during the whole process, tell them where you're going to do inlays and all that stuff.
Lay everything out. Lay your cards out in the beginning, because then when they come pick it up, there's no conversation about it. There's no hey, why is there a seam right here going down the van side? It's like, well, my material is not 80 inches tall, so I have to put a seam there. Explain things. Contracts. I always say this too. Contracts. I mean, a lot of the commercial game contracts are very key, but when it comes to like customization, there has to be some type of like verbiage that has to be like put in some type of document.
See, now I got a contract that I just made up now, and there's a huge thing in Toronto, and I'm gonna put it on blast too because I just don't give a shit. I used to work in a lot of dealerships, and even if you're buying a brand spanking new car, and you don't know this, but if that car is scratched or hit or anything, the dealer calls up a company, fills it in fast, and paints it before you can see that car.
Right.
Now, as a vinyl installer, sometimes you don't need, I've been a body shop manager. I can tell when paint's messed up and stuff, but some rappers, I guess they're experienced too, right? But when you go and you put the wrap on and you go and adjust that wrap, that paint is not painted properly.
Right.
Or that car is not painted properly, sorry. So when you go and adjust that, the paint's peeling off with the wrap. And that's don't, even if it's a brand new car.
Right.
Look around, even if you're not getting a wrap, look around your car because, trust me, I've been around.
And don't pick up your car at night.
Don't pick up your car at night, rainy day, snow, blizzard, tornadoes.
Look at it inside. Make sure the car's
Hurricane.
Inside. Yeah. And even looking at it on the other side of the coin, on our end, don't put the car outside where it's wet or snowing. I mean, you guys got a lot more snow than we do. Leave it inside when the client's coming to pick it up. So that way it's at its cleanest, it's prime.
Yeah.
It's normal everyday state of the way it's going to look. And present that to them, and then let them drive off in the snow with it, or whatever the case may be.
And if your car is in the shade, if you're picking up your card and it's in your car, sorry, and it's in the shade on delivery, take it out, put it in the sun. There should a lot of dealerships do that just to
hide the flaws,
cover up stuff. Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. I overheard a conversation. A buddy of mine was talking about this guy had just bought this brand new Corvette, and for some reason it had a little issue on the front bumper. Maybe it just curbed something, or the parking. Some parking lots have those little concrete separators between the front and back of the parking spots. They might have just touched it and it kind of just scuffed, cracked it or whatever. And, the guy spent some serious dough on it and he didn't know that they went and touched it up. Well, what happened? It ended up cracking more, failing, whatnot, and it ended up being an issue. And, once you walk off the lot with the car, you own it. Like there's no coming back and saying, hey, there's an issue here. You have nothing, you have no leg to stand on, It's the same thing with the wrap. I mean, some of us have to really look at paint and ask questions. That was always my almost initial question. Has this car ever been painted? How long was it? How long ago was it painted? And was it baked? Because that will determine whether I'm wrapping it now or if I'm wrapping it 3 months from now. You know what I mean? I
find a lot of cars that are painted custom colors from way back whenever, and they come for a wrap. I find that the wrap has some difficulties.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the clear coat is not the same as the original factory clear, or I have no idea, but
I think it's the conversion from the chemicals that they were using prior, now switching to water-based paint. It's everything, the chemistry is a lot different, and the way it's cured is a lot different. So I think, at the end of the day, we all have to be like body people as well. So we have to ask these questions. How long ago was it painted? What was the curing stages of it?
Has this car ever been in a collision?
Right.
Where? How long ago? These are all questions. Like, these customers, I feel like they have to get drilled a little.
Yeah.
In order to protect yourself.
Has anybody ever worked on the car? Because we all, I hear this a lot too. You're losing a bolt or a bracket or something's missing, and then all of a sudden, because you've touched it, now you own it. You know what I mean? So putting things in perspective and writing down notes and building folders for each client, as small as it may be, that a person walks off the street, at the end of the day, that is your client. You need to create a new folder for them. You need to have documentation, because if 2 years down the road something happens and they want to come back and blame you for something, let me go look at my folder. In my notes, it said you were missing one bolt underneath that front bumper and one of your brackets were missing. And I have it all documented here.
Yep.
It's you got to cover your ass at the end of the day, because
I got a contract that Judge Judy is even scared of.
Yeah. Oh man, that's hilarious. How long did it, all right, so I'm going to word this a little differently. How many times did you have to get burnt in order to create this contract?
Holy smokes. I can't even count on my fingers or toes.
And how many times have you changed it based on the different times in different scenarios you've gotten burnt with?
Every customer that I meet and I see the way they're acting, I just add another line in the contract. So
it's like,
okay.
All right, thanks. Next week I'll have to add that shit to my contract now. Thank you.
I got to add this bullshit in there.
Hey, you know what? We're learning. Like everybody says, this industry is still so new. So to have a contract and to always reinvent it, and add to it. You have to
Ah.
do that. You have to do that because
I
you're going to
swear
get
with
burnt.
one customer, I put about 10 lines in there. I had it in the contract, so it's like, okay, I missed that shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to know what you're signing, and it's got to be legit, and it's got to be, you know, your T's have got to be crossed and your I's have got to be dotted. It's just, it sucks that it has to be like that, but it's to cover everybody. You know what I mean? And you have, you know, starting off. You know, I don't think a lot of us even thought about a contract. It's like, yeah, you want a roof wrap? Yeah, I'll just slap it on. But
just slap it on.
But what happens when you're doing the one that's oxidized or something like that? That the paint might be lifting, or you get a little bit of a rust bucket.
You see, now I even question that now, because I could go even deeper in that, because it's like, okay, is that a wrapper's fault? Or is that Avery, 3M, Texas, Oracle? Is that their fault now?
For what? What are you referring to?
For their material.
Failing?
Maybe.
I mean,
when you really think about it, so say you're a fast food industry and you're selling burgers. People are eating. One gets sick.
Yeah,
you know
it's got to go down the chain.
Who was
handling the burger? Were they sick? You know, there's a long protocol. You know, not to get dirty, but I actually, another story. I just heard about this. A brand new restaurant opened up. Somebody ended up getting sick. Well, what ended up happening? Everybody had to give a stool sample.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And everybody had to get a blood test to figure out where the contamination came from. Well, it ended up being that the distributor that ended up bringing the food had something wrong with the particular item. But at the end of the day, how embarrassing is that? It's like, all right, everybody's got to shit in something and give it to these people that need to look at it and make sure that we didn't mess anything up. There's protocol to this, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but you have to go down the line. Okay, well, what is the distributor going to do? The distributor's going to be like, okay, are you certified? Okay, yes, no, maybe so, whatever the case may be. Okay, when did you install this? Where did you install it? What was the temperature? Did you post heat? Did you do this? What did the underlaying roof or car look like? Was there damage? Was there bubbling of paint? Was there rust? I mean, it's gonna go through all those turbulations first prior to even hitting anybody's desk at 3M, Avery, Oracle, KPMF, whoever the case may be. And then they're gonna, I mean, don't get me wrong, there are bad batches out there. There are. I mean, there's no way. I've had bad material from Avery. I've had bad material from 3M. I've had bad material from Oracle. They don't know until we use the product whether it was bad or not. And then
the glue, the who knows how much glue they put on adhesive they put on the thing, right?
It could be containers of batches that are bad. I've heard it all, bro. I've been there. You know, and
I say don't buy from the internet. Whatever you guys do, what's that? Amazon. Do not buy it.
It's very tough unless it's coming from like Metro. Metro's got a big Amazon, eBay account.
That's fine.
It's someone reputable that you can trust to buy the material. Yes, okay, it's fine. But when you're buying material on eBay that people are just buying rolls and cutting them up and selling them, you don't know what you're getting. You don't.
To put it this way, okay, I got a roll. My first roll I ever started wrapping. I have maybe a yard left of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can go now and I can sell that to some person now.
Right.
That doesn't know. I'm just making an example, right? Now this has been maybe 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's for sure dead. That's dead. That's the dead wrap to me.
Yeah.
Like it's gone.
Yeah.
Like the life, whatever, right? Now, I wanted to make money, if I was, you know,
That
I could
guy.
sell it to that guy, you know, that wanted to go after money and just don't give a shit, you know. I could sell it to some poor soul that's going to try, and then it's not even going to work.
Right.
So don't buy off the internet.
Yeah, it happens. People buy material. You know, how often do you get someone coming in with their own roll? Hey, can you put this on? Whether it be stripes or a hood wrap.
I say that I'm not. I tell them, they're like, oh, you know, oh, this is the price of the wrap. Oh, well, I could get it off here. I'm like, oh, okay, no problem.
Cool.
I'm not warranting it, nothing.
Yeah, are you putting it on? That's what I tell people. I don't install anything. I don't install anything unless I bought it. Sorry.
Yeah.
It just covers me. I mean, I don't need a bad product out there because they brought me the wrong material. You know,
for sure.
I had a buddy of mine. He said he had like cut stripes to put on a Mustang. I'm like, oh, why didn't they just come to you? Oh, you got them off the internet. Oh, what's it say on the backing paper? Orfold 651. I'm like, fucking good luck, dude, putting those fucking things on. Jesus Christ. No air release, no nothing. You're putting on calendared material. You know, it's eventually it's going to shrink way worse than a cast one's going to do. It's not the proper material to install stripes with. You have to manipulate it and pull it and stretch it. It's not going to do that for you.
I got a certain technique I use when I wrap, and it's actually really good. I don't get any peelbacks at all.
Oh, let's share with us a little bit.
So, a lot of guys, they heat the wrap up and they lay it down. Mm-hmm. So when you're heating, to me, I try to think scientific, right? To me, when you heat a wrap and you go and you lay it, and then you go and stretch it and you heat it up, when that thing goes out in the sun or heat, it's going to shrink back. It's going to pull back.
Right.
That's just my logic. Now, what I do is I just peel a nice stick. If I have to use a little bit of heat, I'm going to use a little bit of heat. When my whole panel is done, then I heat it up and check for any bubbles. A lot of wrappers, they forget to heat the wrap up after.
Right, post heat.
Yep.
Yeah. I like using the cold stretch. I
do nothing but cold.
Yeah, you have to, because it's you're letting the heat work for you instead of like you really shouldn't be heating a full door panel. I mean, you should be able to lift that up if you got something going on. You should be able to lift it up, lay it back down nice, and you shouldn't be having to heat anything. But if you're pulling it cold, let that heat work for you on the edges. Let that pull it in and suck it tight on the corners. You know what I mean? Let the heat work for you instead of like I mean, in the beginning stages, I would usually I'd glass the whole thing and then I would torch it to like shrink it up nice and tight. But then I was like, man, why am I even doing that? Why am I adding another step? I should be doing that at the end.
You just lay it on, peel it, stick it. If you have to heat it. Other than that, like, honestly, the vinyl doesn't move.
Yeah.
The vinyl, it doesn't shift because you haven't added any heat. Right. And when you're going around corners, you know, realistically, give yourself more
material,
more vinyl. Yeah. More vinyl. Blow a little heat, not too aggressive, but you don't want to stretch it.
Yeah, quick
around
heat.
the corner.
Yeah.
Because it's going to pull back.
Right. Yeah.
It's going to pull back.
And the biggest thing that I learned, and this just going back trial and error back in the day when I was first starting, is when you go when you're pulling that corner and you're holding it and you're heating it, as soon as you put that blowtorch down or that heat gun down, don't take it and like slap it on right away. Give it a couple seconds to relax.
Give it time to cool. Yeah. It's so true.
Yeah, when you pull it when it's hot, that's when it's gonna snap. But if you heat it,
you'll get a line too as well.
Yeah,
and, you get that vinyl line. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I've seen it. It turns white, or you get that weird stretch mark, kind of,
Yeah,
in the
it's like a
vinyl.
stretch mark that doesn't go away, no matter even if you're eating it or not.
Yeah. Once that color is gone, sometimes you can't get it back, man. And it's time to rip it off and start fresh with the new panel. But it's, I don't know if it's, for me in the beginning, I used to do that all the time, but I would have a car here and there and I'd be like, oh, why is it peeling a little bit? I mean, it wouldn't peel bad enough where it would completely come off, but just enough where I could just cut it better. I would have to cut it a little bit shorter, but it was still not, you still wouldn't be able to see it. But I always wondered why. And I'm like, maybe I should just let it cool down first before stretching it. And man, and then you put that down and then you do your final heat, which shrinks it up just a little bit more. You know what I mean? And then you're good.
Yeah, I see a lot of guys, I see a lot of techniques, and I learned to use my one hand and do a triangle technique at the same time, if that makes sense, with my fingers.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of spread them out wide.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when you're heating, I notice a lot of people, they'll hold it and they'll heat it and then let the vinyl go.
Yep.
Go get the squeegee and then come back, and then it's like, okay, you got fingers now.
Yeah, nothing happened. You made it worse.
Yeah, you made it worse. Don't let go of the vinyl. When you're heating it, don't let it go. Make sure you have all your shit with you.
Yeah, or just tack it.
Just tack it. Yeah, you can tack it too. Yeah,
leave it, walk away, come back, or whatever the case may be. It's kind of one of those things. But yeah, I mean, I talked about this a few weeks ago about like pouches and what people are using to have their tools on them. What type of techniques, what type of gear do you carry on you when you're wrapping? Are you minimalist?
Cargo. I love cargo pants.
Cargo pants, okay.
Yeah, my knives, everything, all sorts of shit in there.
All right.
Toolbox, sandwich, car keys, cell phone, squeegee.
Just packing it up.
Oh man, the worst is if you sit on that shit, cut your ass, huh?
Make sure that blade is retracted all the way back.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have you stabbed yourself with the...
Oh my God. Just stab myself, cut myself, punch myself in the nose.
Oh yeah.
Taking off
vinyl.
Taking off a wrap. Yeah, and I'm like, holy shit, I got a nice punch, man.
Oh yeah, I come home with a black eye and it's like, hey, who'd you get in a fist fight with?
And it's worse, I'm a martial artist, man.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I've seen people knock themselves out, like just peeling a hood and stuff.
Oh, I think we've all hit ourselves once or twice. I've gone to
blood. You look at your hand and you can't even see, like, you're like, holy shit, I can't believe this just happened to me.
And you laugh about it because it's like,
yeah,
okay.
You're standing there like a doorknob.
Did anybody just see what just happened? Oh my God.
Oh yeah. I was wrapping my neighbor's car and we're just laughing, and I was pulling she switches her hood like every month.
Yeah.
She has a fetish for wraps, I don't know. And I'm peeling off her car and I was talking to her, just whatever, and peeling, and boom, knocked myself right in my nose. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, man, I can't believe this just happened to me. And I'm thinking about this all night and I'm laughing.
Yeah. I've gotten a bloody nose because of it. I hit myself so hard. I got a bloody nose. It was so bad.
Wow.
I walked out, grabbed a couple of towels. I'm like, what happened? And I'm like, shit. I don't even want to tell you. I feel so embarrassed.
You're going to fight with yourself there.
Fight with the vinyl. Got into a fight with 3M. Jesus. 3M and 3M won.
3M knocked me out too, man.
Oh, shit.
3M's like, here you go, you bastard.
Yeah. Thanks for all your business.
So far. Yeah.
Oh, shit, man. Well, let's switch gears a little bit, man. Tell me your backstory. Tell me like where you kind of grew up in Canada and what type of, how you grew up, how you got into cars, how you got into vinyl, basically the whole spiel. Like, how'd you get into this?
Well, I grew up in a rough area in Toronto, Shane and Finch. If you're from Toronto, you'll know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And Honestly, moved to Brampton area, if you know where that is, in
Yeah.
Toronto, or GTA, or whatever you want to call it. And then my dad passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, of a heart attack, and I took some time off or whatever. I used to be a body shop manager,
Mm-hmm.
and I took time off, and then I was just in a rough spell there, and then I'm like, you know what? This company's hiring for police cars, to build police cars. So I'm like, oh, okay. Went in there, started building police cars, putting on the lights, roll cages, or not roll cages, stat panels, sorry,
Right.
and bulletproof doors. And the boss asked me, he's like, you want to try vinyl wrapping? I'm like, what is that? Like, I don't even know what the hell that is, you know? And he showed me how to do a door, and he's like, oh, you're really good at it. You know what I mean? And then I did.
How long ago was this?
This was about 5.5 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
And then I started the chargers. They come from Toronto,
Right.
all the chargers. So we did wet applications on the chargers coming out of the Chrysler dealer or plant there.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to get made fun of a lot because they said my work wasn't that great or whatever, just getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I started playing with Vivid. And it just became a hobby. I just would a blue chrome stripe down my car.
Really?
And, yep. And I rock home. Everybody was asking me where did I get it done? And like, I do it, you know.
Wow.
And then it just a hobby or whatever became this. And if I'm not car wrapping, I'm in the batting cages playing baseball.
Now, do you remember what? So you were doing the Chargers, the police cars, or wet applied. Do you remember what type of material it was you were using at that time?
I think it was 3M. I believe it was 3M.
Mm-hmm. Probably like the high performance calendared film or something.
The thickness of it, you could sort of feel just by looking now as a rapper and touching different vinyls, you can kind of tell which is which.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure it was 3M.
Was it reflective?
No. These ones were just wrapping the doors white and the roofs black.
Black. Okay. So
or white, either vice versa, one of the two.
Right. Wow. So
yeah,
you weren't putting the emblems or the signatures on.
No. Those were going to Colorado and some parts of the States, and apparently the lights on the cars, they're coded, so it lets other cops know, I guess, if there's a problem, like say 4 flashes of blue,
mm-hmm.
or 3 flashes of red or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They let other cops know or whatever the lights, not just flashing for a reason.
Yeah, well, that's good to know. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
You always wonder, it's just like an emergency thing. They throw the lights on, but
yeah, it's not just for lights or show. It's actually codes. Everything's code.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how many cars did you end up like more or less wrapping the doors and the hoods, the roofs with? Sorry.
Oh my God, I can't even tell you, man. It's like a assembly line, huh?
Yeah, really?
Yeah. We had to do chargers. I think it was like 30 cars a day or something. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah, and we just got used to it. It's like 2 guys on a roof. Maybe one guy doing the front stripes on the charger hoods, mm-hmm. 2 guys on the roof, 1 guy at the back. Wow. On the trunk. And it's just a chain reaction, like just a conveyor belt.
How long were you doing that for?
Honestly, I did that about 6 months, and then I just went on my own way.
Really? So you're just like
Yeah.
straight up like I got this.
I got it. Yeah.
Wow. How did you get started with the business end of stuff? Did you kind of just do friends and family? Did you own car for a little
Uh,
while?
honestly, honestly, Instagram is your best friend.
Yeah. Social media, man.
Instagram, I got like some of the New York Yankees. They want to fly me out to Puerto Rico. All those guys. Some guys on the Mets. Like all sorts of stuff. Cardi B apparently took this car and put it on her Snapchat.
Really?
Yep. Yeah. Celebrities. Some of them are following me. They like my work and stuff. Some singers. Yeah. And I'm like wondering like where the hell did these people come from? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I don't know where the hell these people. Yeah.
That's crazy. Now, building your business up from the get-go,
Mm-hmm.
how was it? How was it building it up? You know what I mean? Did you only use social media or Instagram, or did you kind of
Straight
promote?
Chrome car and Instagram. That's all I did. And
Wow.
it just blew up from there. And then when I went to Europe, people from Spain were asking me, if they can fly me over to do something to their car, and my phone, I had to turn it off.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't real. I'm not saying I'm good. I'm just an ordinary guy, just doing whatever. You know what I mean?
But at the end of the day,
I didn't
you're
know.
promoting yourself too, I'm
Oh,
sure.
I see all sorts every day, and I look at you guys rapping, and I got most respect for every rapper out there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I look up to a lot of guys that are rappers. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like Nops raps. GTA raps. CK, Christian, like all those guys, Chuck,
Right.
I look at the rap promoter stuff, rapper, mapper, all those stuff, rap folio, everybody. And I love everybody's work, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody, everything you guys do out there, man, I love it. I love it.
Just absorbing it, being a
Yeah,
sponge.
man, I love car rapping. I don't even think it's like a job, to tell you the truth. I don't know who's excited, me or the customer, when it comes to colors.
That's the best part. I mean, at the end of the day, like that saying goes, you never work a day in your life when you're having fun at what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. Like
If
I'm wrapping the Tesla right now, and I'm like, holy shit, this thing is sick.
right? I mean, we get to work on the coolest cars at the end of the day, too. Not that many people can say they worked on Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens. You get the tire kickers, too, once in a while, the 1992 Honda Accords that want to come in and get the $1,000 wrap job. And it just,
Yeah,
I mean, it happens. It is what it is, but not
for sure.
in this industry, man. Your next phone call could be that next big job or that next cool car that you've been waiting to wrap,
Mm-hmm.
So much of us are kind of, car enthusiasts, car fanatics, it's putting stickers on cars. I mean, whoever thought that could actually be a career for a lot
That's
of
what I
us?
say. Yeah, like somebody asks, I get this question all the time. What is a car wrap? And my answer is just picture a big sticker.
Yep. Yep.
It's a big sticker. That's what it is. A big damn sticker.
Right. Now, most of your clients are more the customization clients, the more color change, the accessories, the
It's a
blackout
high
kits.
market. Yeah, it's a very high market in Toronto. High.
High market. You don't
Super high.
You don't mess with like the commercial game at all.
You know what? I don't mess with it yet.
Okay.
I want to get into like kitchens and stuff like that.
Also,
I'm gonna start fooling around with the Dynoc product and stuff.
Okay, there you go.
So, yeah, and we do wall murals for Tim Hortons and restaurants and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, man.
Anything I could wrap, I'm gonna get my hands on.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And the Dynoc product itself, my God, it's opening up the windows of interior decorating in every aspect of that.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna have a whole new market just in that alone. I feel like the new buildings that are gonna be getting built and casinos and everything. It's just everyone's gonna be doing that.
The wave of the future.
It is.
The way it's paint. Even when how you're good is when a painter goes up to the car that you wrapped and can't tell if it's painted or wrapped.
Right.
That's how you know you did a good job.
And it's funny because a lot of painters don't really know about the wraps either, and the high quality. Confused. Yes, and the high quality that people are putting out. That this shit is like, if you weren't to open the doors or open up the hood or open up the trunk and notice that there's a different color underneath there, a lot of painters would be, like you said, be like, that's a cool paint job. What color code is that or whatnot? And as soon as you tell them, their minds are blown. Like, what?
Oh,
that's a sticker? What? Like, what the heck is this?
You guarantee they're like painting a car and they're like, why the hell am I breathing in this bullshit? Huh?
Yeah, well, it's the safest thing. It's the safest thing for you, man. I've got my best friend is a car painter. He's been painting cars since fucking we were kids. You know what I mean? That's all he's done. The respirators get better, but you're still breathing stuff in. The quality of the materials get better because they convert it to water-based. Great. But you're still breathing chemicals at the end of the day. I mean, it's not any better on the print side because I couldn't tell you how many times with an eco-solvent printer, you still have hints of chemicals in the air.
Oh, I could smell the vinyl, the vinyl, I could smell it. Like, it's crazy.
Yes.
Like, honestly, it is. You could smell the gases, you could smell the paint, whatever liquid that they put in to form the sticker wrap.
Yes.
You can smell it.
That can't be good for you to be breathing that shit in.
And to tell you what's so strange is each product has their own unique smell.
Yes.
And it sounds weird.
I agree.
But I know Vivid smell, I know 3M smell, and I know Avery smell.
Isn't that kind of creepy that you would?
It's weird.
We should do a test. I don't believe you. We gotta do a test.
It's true though.
They should make a scented candle that says vinyl. 3M vinyl.
That's funny, man.
Avery
That's
vinyl. Funny. Imagine that. That'd be cool.
That's funny.
But man, I used to breathe in that stuff, and at days, I would go days of getting like minor headaches, because my production room was my office. There was no separation. So when I was running my printer and I was designing, I knew 9 out of 10 times I might go home with a little bit of a headache.
I'm surprised they don't say anything about quantity of vinyl inside certain rooms.
So many square footage.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, they should have that.
Ideally, having your machine separate from your workstation, where you have your offices, production, designers and stuff, unless the place is well ventilated. I mean, my place was okay. But I would have people come in and be like, dude, doesn't that bother you, that smell? And I'm like, what smell? You know what I mean? It's like, after like 10, 15 minutes, you don't even smell nothing. It's not there. But the fumes, if someone else was to walk into the room, the fumes would be through the roof sometimes. And it really depends. It usually would depend on the certain colors I'd be printing. Like, if a lot of it was white, it was the white in the material, and I was printing small runs. But if I was doing like high saturated blues or high saturated reds, and I'm doing like a change out for my ink cartridge in the middle of it, dude, it would reek. Even though with an eco solvent, it's supposed to be cleaner and better, and you know, the fumes.
Environmentally friendly.
Yeah, but man, that I don't know. I don't know what type of tests as far as the distributors do for the different print manufacturers that produce the machines for us. You know, the HPs, the Mutos, Mamakis. I don't know if they do any type of testing as far as the air chemistry of the ink outgassing, like those smells.
I don't even think, you know what, I don't even think they give a shit. You know, this world is crazy though. Everybody's after money, eh?
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, I definitely would want something that's going to be eco-friendly and friendly to anybody that's using the machine. I mean,
for sure. Because what's the long-term outcome of inhaling all that?
God, who knows? Who knows? I mean, nobody knows. I mean, you know, like we all say, this fucking market is so new. You know, the printers have been around forever. You know what I mean? The printers have been around for a long time. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think anybody's done any testing as far as, you know, the chemicals and the breathing in those fumes and whatnot. They can't be that good. They can't be. There's no way. Years of smelling that, 10, 15, 20 years? No, I mean, there's got to have some type of after effect.
It's crazy because, you know, I'm just saying, you know, I got a real carbon fiber hood, right? Mm-hmm. And when it's really hot outside, you could smell the carbon fiber through the vent faintly, though.
Yeah.
When it's really hot, though.
Yeah, you could it's probably the
gas release, huh?
With something the chemicals that they use to bond everything together.
Yeah,
it's got to be some of that just getting warm and just kind of running through the vents and whatnot. Still curing some way or another. You know,
sure.
That's scary, dude. I mean, not that should be something that, you know, sways you away from buying a printer or bettering yourself in the industry, but, you know, building a separate room that's either ventilated or a separate room completely that you're out of and only in there to check, switch a roll, switch inks, where it's, you know, out of the way of anybody breathing it all the time and whatnot. It's just better. It's better. But a lot of us don't have that luxury of having a big shop and having the extra room to have these machines in. I mean, like me, I had one room. It was a pretty big room. I made it an office and my production room at the same time. Yeah. And, you know, who knows how many, you know, hours of chemicals I'd be breathing in, you know?
Oh man, you know, it's everywhere. You can't even run from it. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I can't afford to lose any more cells.
Jeez, right?
You know what I mean?
You gotta hang on to your cells as much as you can.
Yeah. They can't regenerate.
Before you start short circuiting, eh?
Yeah, right? My God. Unreal. Unreal.
I say when I'm 90 years old, I'm gonna still be rapping.
Hell yeah,
Remember
dude.
I said this, huh? Remember I said this. I'm gonna be a famous old man rapper.
Imagine who would be. Do you think Justin Pate would still be rapping into his, 60s, 70s?
You never know. You know what? Speaking about him, that's another way I learned too. Eh? I went online and started searching, and I came across him, and I was just watching all his videos, and like, wow.
Do you have any of the old DVDs he used to produce?
No, it was just strictly everything was on his online there. I paid for a little subscription for a little bit till
the Rap Institute. Yeah.
Yep. Until I was comfortable, and honestly, you learn a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff.
You definitely do. He definitely dominates the market, and
he opened it up, man. He opened
yes.
He opened it a way where you can't say where it's like, okay, you know what? I am better than this guy. It's not about that. He opened it up in a way where he's making it comfortable for other rappers to figure out different ways and different strategies on how to successfully execute, say, a hood rap or a door rap or whatever. You know what I mean? He's just basically making your life easier. But if you figure out a different way, good for you. You know what I mean? But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a question about something, 9 out of 10 times, if you're on the Rap Institute, you'll probably find what you're looking for.
Yes.
A technique, a trick, or whatever the case may be, you will find it on there.
I'm always on YouTube looking at different styles, and I'm a creative guy. Like, I'm very artistic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I look at things and look, oh, how can I blend this with this? Or I'll see like an image on Google, and then I'm like, oh wow, how can I throw that abstract? Like, it could be like an abstract of triangles or an abstract of squares or circles or whatever it is, and I'll just fool around with the graphics, huh?
Right. That's what separates you from everybody else. It's not just putting a color on the car. It's, you know, doing the underlays with different things and stuff like that. I mean, that stuff, it just adds another layer to what you're doing.
Yeah. If you're creative, car wraps are perfect for you.
Oh, yeah. Creative and into cars.
Yeah. You know what I learned while doing 3M, the course, is there's a lot of digital installers or digital guys that can design. And then you got your rappers.
Right.
So when I was learning how to be a preferred installer, I noticed that the rappers didn't know how to do digital, and the digital didn't know how to rap.
Right.
But the digital guys know how to design, and the rappers know how to rap. So back and forth in class, everybody's exchanging numbers. If you could digitally do designs and rap, man, you're golden.
Right.
You're golden.
You're triple threat or double threat. You know what I mean? When you can do both. Yeah. And
I'm creeping up there, man. I'm coming. I'm coming slow.
And dude, and it's gotta be a merging thing between the installer and the designer, because without the designer, you don't get the product. But without the installer talking to the designer in order to articulate in the correct way that you want your panels mocked up to save time on your installation. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. It drives me nuts. Ever since I've been doing van wraps, I'm just talking like the Ford the Ecoline ones.
The transits.
Even the transits, dude. Like, I see people still doing transits in 3 or 4 pieces. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you could totally seam it at the bottom where the plastic is, and you could do one full sheet at the top and a little cap between the wheels. Boom, done. Like,
I see some whack shit, man.
Bro, you know what drives me nuts? You know, it really fucking gets underneath my skin is when I see a seam in the middle of a fucking door. A front door.
The fuck?
A front door, bro. Like,
how
really?
Is that possible?
Dude,
why? I've never seen that.
I always see it on these fucking big corporate companies. And I don't know who the hell's designing them or profiling them.
Oh, you know what? I've seen one in the middle of the fender.
Bro, what the fuck?
And that was 3M. That was a 3M van, huh?
Like, come on, dude. Like, dude, just print the whole thing, one piece. Like, I know you're trying to save money and you're probably doing hundreds of them, whatever. But holy shit, dude. Like,
you see, I like digital designs. I love digital prints. I love the way they look, whatever. But I think I'm old school. I think I don't like nothing controlling me.
Yeah.
Like, you know how if you have to put a face on the car or some shit like that, you gotta make sure the eyeballs are matching and all sorts of shit.
Oh my God. I just seen a post. I forget who posted it the other day,
rat
dude.
police.
Yeah, it was like the corner of a building and it looked like the lady had a little bit of an issue, like a face problem. Cause it was kind of like, it looked a little droopy on one side. I'm like,
Oh
and
my God.
the eyes were kind of like,
extra Botox on the lips there, you know?
Jesus.
A little facelift here.
I mean, great design, bad execution. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, holy
Stretch the girl's eyebrows like way up there, you know what I mean? Right up to the quarter panel. Give that girl a facelift, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can make her look hot, or you can make her look like she's 90. Quick.
Yeah, you can sag them right down to the rocker panel, huh?
Yeah, dude. It's, everything's got to have its place, and everything's got to be mocked up accordingly to, or profiled to the vehicle. You don't want to have like a half an eye where you're going to be cutting the seam of the door. You probably want to just move it over another 2 inches so that way you don't have to cut the person's eye. You know what I mean? Just little tweaks like that, as a designer too, those are the little things that could separate you from someone else, is those little tiny tweaks.
I'm dying to know. If any rappers listening to this, I'm dying to know, how the hell do you guys rap from, I'm not saying it's wrong. I just want to know, how the hell do you guys do it? Rap from the fender, stretch the material all the way back to the back of the car, and squeegee it.
Yeah, man.
How the hell do you guys tuck in the corners?
What do you mean tuck in the corners? You don't have to tuck in the corners. For commercial?
You guys, no, for like car wraps.
Oh, car wraps, yeah, because you don't got.
When I wrap, I go panel by panel and I curve my vinyl around each panel.
But
I'm trying to figure out. Yeah,
it's the way you hold your blade. You get that little 1/8 inch piece that just curl it right behind, just a little bit.
You guys are good. Yeah, you guys are good, man. I commend you guys, man.
Oh, you can't mess that up, man. You get a jagged.
Man, you mess that.
Yeah, y'all
I
done.
commend you guys, man.
I mean, you do have a little bit of meat. It really depends on the gap of the doors. But if you hold it, if you just tweak your blade just a little bit, you get that little tiny edge more where you could just wrap that corner.
Unless you put a little bit of a U shape in the seams, but still squeegee and keep on continuing, kind of. If that makes sense. I don't know. You guys are good, man.
Yeah, man.
I go panel by panel, man. You guys are wizards.
Well, everyone's got a different technique. It really depends on your end result. Is the color change like a high-end color change, or is it just like, hey, I just really want to change my color, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. You're not going to do panel by panel. Usually it's like front fender, and then it's a full peel from the door all the way back to the quarter panel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Typically. If not, you can do a full peel on the whole thing if you really wanted to. But typically the fender gets done its own separate piece. And then from the front door all the way to the back gets done in one sheet.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I wrap bumpers by myself, man. And I see like 3-4 guys holding it. And I'm like, holy shit.
I mean, too, don't get me wrong. I was a solo guy for a very long time. And
I got to use my ass, my forehead, my elbows, knees, anything to hold it.
Yeah.
Magnet.
Yeah. Your wrap stick would be your arm. You know what I mean? Pulling that thing tight or whatnot. I mean, now with tools and technology, man, it makes those solo installers better, dude. Honestly, the wrap stick that Autoskins has.
I love the wrap stick, man. The wrap sticks. Oh my God, it's my best friend.
It saves you because not only are you not pulling it top and bottom and getting like a weird kind of like not crease, but you're not getting that good even stretch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you wrap the thing on the stick, dude, and you heat it. you're just walking the shit all the way around to the other side. Easy.
Yeah.
It
Crazy,
saves
man.
you so much time, man. And I know as a solo artist, you have to find your technique and find out what you're comfortable with. And believe me, I've fucked up more front bumpers and rear bumpers that I would admit.
I still fuck up till today. Still today.
It happens.
Oh yeah. If somebody says they don't fuck up, they're lying to you and they're full of shit.
Yep. Yep.
Straight up.
It happens.
And like me, man, I don't know. I'm not perfect, but I try every time I wrap a car to be better than before. To
be better than your last time you've done it.
Yep.
And the best thing is when you get a repeat car that you've already done, you've already remembered what you did wrong on the last one, and you're gonna try a new technique this time around and see how that works. Sure. Trial and error.
Yeah, especially when it's your own car too. Like it's like Velocitors. Like I can't even tell you how many times I wrap this thing.
Yeah.
I change it like underwear, right?
But you can do. Somebody comes in with a Veloster, and you're like, "Yeah, fucking, I got this."
Oh,
you know what I mean?
My eyes closed. Right. I know where every bolt is, screw. You know.
Right.
And I don't know. Sometimes I give the customer, depending, options on if they want to remove their stuff or get to know their own car. You know what I mean?
Right.
And some customers, they're all up in it. They love it. They love removing the antenna. And they need help or whatever. So I help them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they love some customers love being
involved
in the action. Yeah.
Yeah. I usually tell them, honestly, because I'm not, and I'm like straight up when shit like this happens. I mean, if it's like a Transit, okay, yeah, it's one little screw. I could take the door handles off. No problem. It's 30 seconds. But when I'm getting into like disassembly of like a Maserati or a Lexus or something of like real big value, I'm just like, you know what? You can either take this Lexus and have them take it off, or go
That is the best way. That is the best way. I always tell customers, if you can take off your antenna before
you
get your car, you come in.
Yep.
And you know what? It's not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
It's saving you time.
You know what?
You're not being an ass.
Right.
The customer's getting to know his own car.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or his or her, whatever. And they're happy.
You know what? And it's something that I know I'm not very good at. And knowing that and given them the option, hey, take it to an auto body guy that can take it off. Yeah. Are they going to charge you maybe $200 to take all your door handles apart? Take off your shark antenna, take off your headlights, maybe pre-assemble your front bumper for whatever reason, whatever the case may be. To me, that's worth it because that's a half a day that I don't have to deal with doing.
Yep.
Once the car comes in, it gets alcohol bath, it gets clay bod, it gets wiped down one more time, and then I'm putting it on.
Yep.
Quick and easy. You know what I mean? Knowing your strengths. Why spend?
And if you're a customer,
money?
Wash your damn car, man. Wash your damn car before you bring it in to your wrapper. Hold on, I'm gonna say it one more time. Wash your damn fucking car before you bring it into the fucking wrapper.
Oh man, how many times have you gotten like soaked, snowed cars at your place?
Snowed with
just the salt, the rain, the snow melting. It makes a mess in your shop. It's just like, holy shit! Like, really?
You know what? It's nasty.
It's
nasty.
Bad. It's bad because I can relate to where you are dealing with the snow.
Honestly, I do everything out of home, man.
Yeah.
And like it still gets nasty, man. It's crazy out here.
It's tough. You can't work, especially if you got a smaller garage, doing it from home, whatever the case may be. You only have that one area to work in, so if it's filthy and wet and soaked, you're not going to be sitting on the floor to be doing anything.
Nasty.
It's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult. So right now, are you more of like a mobile shop, more or less?
I'm more, I don't know how to explain it. I'm more like I call it a hidden shop. I do everything, like I said, in the comfort of my own place, right?
Right.
But I pick and choose customers as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing for you rappers. Pick and choose your customers because you don't want to end up with headaches. And I don't know. It's a lot of people worry about overheads in the garage and all that, and it's stressful, yeah, but in Toronto, like, I guess you got your summer season, which is a high peak.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's taking out their cars and stuff, springtime and all that. And fall, everybody's putting their stuff away, and it goes in hibernation. Car wraps go in hibernation a bit in winter.
Yeah.
Some shops are super busy, which God bless them, in what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And me, I'm just an average dude, man. I'm an average dude, wrapping car by car, whatever anybody brings me, I'll just try to make them happy in any way I can. Bring their dream to life, I guess.
How many cars are you currently wrapping per week? One per week?
The funny thing is, I'll wrap one car, and then everybody wants something done. But when it's clear and clean, nothing to do,
mm-hmm.
there's just a cricket.
Really?
So I'd say about 2, 3, but it's all like little things. It could be a full car wrap, or it could be
Chrome
a blackout.
delete.
I just finished a chrome delete. For the Tesla, what was I doing? I did a big avalanche, a Volvo, a Porsche. Yeah, there's quite a bit. It was pretty busy.
There you go.
And
So
I might be doing something for some wedding stuff and Canadian wedding convention or something like that. So it's a lot. There's a lot of things I'm working on.
There you go.
Yeah.
So,
totally.
Yeah, I mean, little by little, do you have plans of eventually opening up a brick and mortar?
Oh yeah, one day I'm gonna have a shop, buddy. It's gonna have a big sign. It's gonna have a big sign, man. I'm telling you.
That's awesome.
And it's gonna come one day for sure. 100% it's gonna come.
Now, how do you plan your execution with things in life? Because a lot of people build vision boards and a lot of people document things every day. They write in a journal every day or whatnot. Do you do anything kind of like that to kind of motivate you in order to get to your goal a lot faster or sooner, or just kind of have that motivational thing staring you at the face? You know what I mean? Constantly.
You know what? Honestly, my motivation, and this is as deep as it's going to get, is my father, man. Yeah. When I wrap cars, I think about my father, and it's just a way of getting away.
Yeah.
And I use that.
How so? And your father was your biggest supporter, your influencer?
He didn't know I car wrapped.
Really?
No. He passed away before I started car wrapping, probably a year before that.
Wow. And okay. Yep.
Instead of, some people get depressed, they drink, they do drugs, I said, you know what? I'm going to go work at the police station, at the police place. And that's how I got into this stuff.
Wow. That's right. Yeah.
So when I wrap every customer's car, I put my love into it, man.
I mean, you just got to find that one thing that motivates you, that inspires you, and that can spark, you know, the interest or that fire again. And
Oh, for sure.
You know, make you a better person, dude. You know what I mean?
For sure. And sometimes I'm wrapping a car and it's like, man, I wish my dad was here to see this. Because if he was here to see this, he would have been helping. He would have been all over it too.
Hey man, dude, you know, don't think, I mean, I've said this numerous times too, you know, as far as like spirituality and my beliefs and my background, you know, there's definitely an afterlife, and he's absolutely watching you, dude.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely watching you, dude. Don't ever think that, you know, you wish I guarantee he's there every time you're rapping.
Right?
Guarantee it, dude.
Crazy,
you know?
Man. Crazy.
There's nothing better than having, you know, your family or your mom, your dad supporting you in what you do, because, you know, I come from an immigrant family. You know, my parents didn't come from shit. They came here with nothing. You know what I mean? And for me to be the first one to go to college and be the first one to open up a business, like, honestly, you know, and I'm probably just speaking in behalf, they probably never would have thought I would ever own my own business, ever. That was such a, you know, a spit in the bucket. Like, there's no way. And man, honestly, like, my dad and I really didn't have too much of a father-son type of relationship, because, you know, he was always working and providing, and that's where I get my work ethic from. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm always grinding, because that's all I saw my dad doing, and I'm just doing what my dad did. Grinding, working hard, providing for his family.
It,
and then
if I'm not working, I'm working.
Right. Right. Yeah. You know, in at the end of the day, we never had that father-son bond. He never took me to hockey games. He never took me to baseball games. Like, there was never that connection. But dude, I'll tell you, man, when they found out I was opening up my own business, the first person to be at my side, at my door, helping me move my equipment, you know, cleaning my bathrooms, dude. Like, that's my dad, bro.
Yes, proud, man. Proud.
That's my dad.
That's how you know they're proud.
Dude, he would come by late at night, because he know I wouldn't eat. And you know, a lot of us don't eat. A lot of us work through lunch. Yeah. Fuck that. There's money to be made. Let's work. You know what I mean? Grab a Snickers and a Coca-Cola. Let's go. You know what I mean?
That's it.
My dad would come by, home cooked meal, bro. 8:00 at night, dropping it off at my office. You know what I mean? Just looking at the projects I got going on. You know, I could tell, you know, back then, you know, at least my dad, it was kind of like an unspoken thing. You never got that hug from my dad. You never got that pat in the back and saying, I'm proud of you. But dude, I'll tell you, man, when I looked at his eyes coming into my shop and seeing all the work that I had and knowing that I was still there 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night working to provide for my family, bro, I could tell in his eyes that he was proud as shit. Proud, dude. Proud, man. And that's what motivated me more, bro. To make my parents proud that they came to this country as immigrants, dude. And I was able to better myself. And I knew that's what they wanted for me. Better myself in this country, dude. To do something and have that fucking American dream. You know what I mean?
Yep. You should be proud, man.
Dude.
You should be proud.
You know, I have been at my peak, at my top, my highest, and I've been fucking swept down to the very bottom of the barrel, dude. Bottom of the barrel, bro. And I'm ready to rebuild, man.
Yep.
I'm ready to rebuild. There's no such thing as giving up. You cannot
right?
give up, man.
It's true.
No matter what.
I've been in a
I know you've been
I've
there.
been in a slump.
I know you've been there, bro. We talked about it.
Yeah,
I know you've been there,
yeah,
and it's real.
and shit is real. And look at where I am.
You're
I'm
grinding.
right back on the train. Yeah.
Exactly. You never fell off. You never fell off the fucking horse, dude.
No, I'm coming full force, man.
Yeah. And you got to do what you got to do at the end of the day, because you got to provide for yourself and for whoever else is in your life, whether it be your kids, your parents, whoever you're taking care of. You need to push forward for them. Sometimes it's not about you. It's about them.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
You do it for the love, man. The love, man. You got to think the love is the best, man.
Right.
Take pride in what you do. You're good.
Right. Yeah, you gotta push through those tough days and those tough weeks. We all have them, dude. We all have them, and I know that's the biggest kind of compliment I get on a daily, on a DM. Man, it's so great to listen to the podcast. It's just everyone's grinding and hearing everybody's stories of being at their lowest and knowing that they're not the only ones going through it. Dude.
Oh, buddy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That hits home for me, man.
Oh, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, you got to have those people that you can lean on. You got to have those people that you can have a conversation with when you are feeling down or alone or feel like you're turning your wheels for no reason at times.
Oh, buddy. Yeah, I've been through hell, walked right around, and I don't even know how I'm here, but I'm here, and I'm wrapping cards.
Yeah.
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 But it's good. Sometimes, I got a saying, and I'm going to post it. And it goes, this is coming from me. Sometimes working slower is better than working faster.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you work faster, you're prone to mistakes. And then you got to go back and do them over again.
Yeah. Essentially, you're doing things twice.
Yeah. You never have time to do the thing the first time, but you always have time to do it the second time.
Right. Right. And also too, even playing on that is that you're able to appreciate the thing that you're doing because you're doing it at a slower pace and you're understanding everything.
Yeah. That's what I mean. When you go slower, you're going faster.
Right.
As opposed to going faster and screwing up.
And doing it twice.
Yeah.
Yep. No. I love that, man.
Yeah.
I love that. Man, we got totally deep with that for a little while, man. I love it.
That's deep.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love hearing stories like that. Inspirational stuff,
Never give up, man. Never give up.
No, you can't.
I live to tell it. Huh? I live to tell it.
Yeah, man. We've all been there, bro. We've all been there, no matter what it is, man. We've all been there. Whether it be a tough time in your life for whatever reason, whether it's a falling out of some sort in your relationship or whatever. You cannot give up.
Yeah, don't give up. Don't give up, man.
Yeah.
Stay strong.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Because everything is for a time.
It's all temporary.
Everything's for a time.
Yeah.
Anything you do, there's a reason, and everything's for a time. If a rap job doesn't go well, or just sometimes walk away from the car, take a breath,
Yeah.
Everything's for a time.
Right.
Sometimes I look at the car and I'm rapping, and this is real talk, huh? I'm rapping, I'm like, shit, why did I get myself into this bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? And then you just gotta walk away, and then you come back, you do the car, and you're like, wow, I can't believe I did that.
Mm-hmm.
Did I do that car? Holy shit. Man, this thing looks sick.
Right.
Like there's a green Veloster I've done and it's almost, 5 years, and it's by 3M, Army Green, and it, it didn't even shift, man.
Yeah.
So good.
Dude, there's nothing better than seeing your work driving around, especially work that's like old work. And you're like,
Yeah.
damn, I know where I was at when I did that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
to look at the process to where you are now, you just like, you appreciate that, man. You reminisce and you're like, damn, okay, I'm here now.
I can't believe my peoples are driving around with my work, and it's like, shit. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, good for you, man.
It's a great feeling, bro.
Good for you, man.
That's,
you know?
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. You've obviously taken the proper steps in order to, be in this industry, be committed to this industry. Tell me about your process of getting 3M preferred and why you chose 3M.
Honestly, I was like, okay, maybe 2-3 years down in the rapping game or whatever, me being a baby into it.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I should get 3M preferred because, like, everybody, 3M. Right. 3M's a big company,
Right.
And they're going to train you, blah, blah, blah. And then, you're going to get more customers or whatever. I'm like, okay. So I just jumped on the wagon. I'm like, if I'm getting skilled, I'm going to do it.
Right.
Like I'll give you an example. Like, let's see, how can I put this? Like my friend, he said, oh, they're looking for a body shop manager at Ford.
Mm-hmm.
This was a long time ago. This was like when I was 16 years old. And I'm like, oh, what do I have to do? He's like, oh, you got to go to school. You got to go to this college. Boom. Paid for it. Boom. Right away. I got the job. Body shop manager at 16 years old. And I knew what I was doing too. Like, you know what I mean? I got my architect degree, my designing degree, my body shop license, my DZM, my 3M, I don't know, man. All sorts of shit. So it's like, sometimes I don't even know what the hell to do with myself, huh?
But anything you get yourself into, you find a way to kind of capitalize on it, whether it be education or certifications, which is good. I mean,
yeah, I try to do things a positive way. I really do. I try to help people as much as I can. I love helping people.
Yeah. So even people in the rap industry that want advice and whatnot, reach out.
I love to help them. Anybody.
That's
even
awesome.
me myself, I even ask for advice. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was having troubles with the car when one of the cars I was rapping, and let alone it's just the paint. But like being a rapper, you're trying to get your job done. You're trying to make the customer happy, and you're trying to figure out, okay, why isn't this rap sticking? Is it the rap? Is it the paint? Is it the vehicle? Is it the skill, the technique? There's all sorts of stuff that play into play, right?
Yeah.
You just have to slow down when it jumbles up all like that and just come up with a plan. There's always a way. There's anything you do in life, there's always a way.
Agreed.
You just got to figure it out. That's all.
But that's all that life is, man. It's all about figuring it out. Nobody
you just have to figure it out.
Nobody has a book written for this. Everybody's, lives are different. You have to figure out your path at the end of the day.
You just have to figure it out, man.
Yep.
You want more. This is, it's another saying. You want more money, there's going to be more problems.
Yep. Didn't Jay-Z say that in a song?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Jay-Z's
song? Yeah. It's true. And then it's like, okay, it's like sometimes being greedy is not good.
No.
Being greedy is, I used to be honestly, I used to have a cleaning company, and I started that cleaning company, by cleaning pizza floors. All in Toronto, all in wherever. I had a contract. Then I had a major contract with Canadian Tire and Giant Tiger. This is in Toronto or whatever. It's Americans, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What my mistake was, I let go of the babies, which was pizza.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're paying low, you know, Canadian Tire is a big place, you know what I mean?
Right.
Why am I going to waste time? So my thing is, keep your babies.
Yep.
Keep your babies. Your babies are the ones that are going to feed you.
Right.
The bigger ones, the big sharks, you could go after them, but always keep your babies, because your babies, the sharks, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll bite. You'll get some work, but then they can let you go at any point in time.
Any point of time, but your babies will always keep you afloat.
Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. 100%, dude. And I've seen that happen. I've seen it happen. I've seen people go I've seen people work with small places, small mom and pop shops that feed them, not just them themselves, but they talk well about them. They promote them. They advertise for them. Dude, the big corporations aren't going to be advertising for you. Half the time, they don't even want your name on the truck.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I had companies asking me, "Oh, I want to franchise. Oh, can you franchise with me?" Blah blah. No, I don't want to do that. I'm a solo guy. You know, I'm not in competition with nobody. I'm just feeding my family. That's it.
Right. You know, I had the weirdest conversation with one of my biggest clients. It was in the beginning stages of getting the fleet done. And, you know, I got it was the first of many. I think it was the first 5 vans that I was wrapping for them. It was a rebrand, you know, just refreshing everything, transitioning from cut vinyl to wraps, et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, I did the job like we all are. We're so proud, you know, with our commercial jobs and whatnot. And usually I print out little tiny stickers, tiny stickers, just with my logo. You know what I mean? I put them in the bottom right-hand corner of the transits, just above the bumper. I put them in the vans too. And it's just a generic spot. If anybody sees the van, usually that's the first place they'll look. They'll be like, "Oh, who wrapped that?" And they'll look in the back. Boom, there's a logo. Bro, I did the first 5, and they were like, "Hey, the work looks great. We love it. I can't wait to get more done. But can you not put your logo on them?" And I'm like, what? I'm like,
unbelievable.
They're like, "Yeah, we don't really want to promote." I'm like, what? I'm like thinking to myself, okay, not saying that you're getting a deal. I mean, obviously I'm doing hundreds of vehicles. So obviously there's a fleet discount. Okay. There's something involved, and I'm proud of the work. And, you know, we've been working for 3-4 months on this contract, and I'm proud of it. And I can't even put my fucking logo, a little tiny sticker, literally maybe 2-3 inches long, but like an inch tall, with my logo on it, period. They didn't want it. I'm like, you know what? Whatever. You know what I mean? And it was an aha moment then that I had with myself, because, you know, I would do, you know, mom and pop electrician shops, mom and pop construction shops. They would always ask, "Hey, do you want to put your logo on the back of my truck? Hey, do you have a sticker that I can put on the back of my window just to promote that you did the work?" I didn't even have to put one on. They were asking me for one. You know what I mean? And that is a true testimonial to what you just said, that the little guys will always feed you. Not saying that you should neglect the big ones, because when those fall on your lap, man, eat that shit up. But just know you may not get anything out of that big job other than that big job, that one big job, which many could arise in the course of your career. But you're not going to most of the times you're not going to get that next huge job because of the other job, unless internally the owner or the manager or something is referring you to someone else in their kind of network. Half the time you're not getting shit, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. I couldn't believe it, man. Beside myself.
You got an earful of shit. That's what you got.
But it's the things you learn. It's the things you learn. Someone can pull out of a big job, contract or not. They pull out of a big contract. You have all your eggs into this one basket, and you've neglected all your little guys. Now, what happens when you're slow and your little guys aren't around? Where are they going? They're going to the other shop.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You have to look. These are the types of things they don't tell you. And this is like general business. This isn't just relatable to the rap industry. This is if you're a house cleaner, if you're a auto body guy like you were before. This goes anything business wise, man. Don't neglect your little guys. That's all.
Yeah.
Those guys put food on your table. Always take care of them. I usually put, after that epiphany, man, I would put all my little guys in front of the big ones.
Yep.
Because I know I would have one or two more jobs by the end of the month because they were talking well about me. You know?
Yep.
It's
true.
You gotta look.
Even if they're bringing you little money, it doesn't matter.
But little money
doesn't matter.
In a course of a year. Little money
keeps on talking to other customers.
Exactly. You get it, dude. And I know a lot of our listeners get it, man. A lot of our listeners have been through this or, haven't experienced it. But take this little piece of knowledge. You get that first client and they're a small fish in the big pond. Keep that small fish in your horizons because they're going to be the ones that are always going to come and feed. Always come and feed.
Yeah.
Always.
It's true. And who knows? They could even bring you big fish.
They could.
Yeah.
You never know who they know.
You keep on grabbing the babies.
Yep. Never, and it goes to show you, never judge a book by its cover. You never know who that person knows. You know what I mean?
So true.
You can't treat everybody as if you want to, if you were in their shoes coming into the shop, how would you want to be treated? You know what I mean? You want to walk out of there knowledgeable. You want to come out of there, confident. Those things go a long way at the end of the day. When you're talking to a client and explaining to them the process and how it's done, they might go and do the due diligence and go get 2-3 more quotes. Mm-hmm. But did they explain to them how the process works, or did they just send them an email with a quote on it?
That's another thing. I build a relationship with my customers. We don't even talk about the cars.
Yeah.
I try to build a comfortable relationship with my customers. And you know what they tell me? I get a lot of customers and they say, I like you. You know why I like you? Because you make me feel comfortable. You're explaining the process of how the wrap and the care and the aftermath of the wrap, not just here's the wrap, fling away. Here, take my money. Here's my money. I don't know what the hell how to care for the wrap. I don't, what should I do with this? Or you got to explain all that.
Right.
You're going to get more customers by having a relationship outside of trying not to talk about the car and then slowly wiggling it in there, here and there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Than to be like, okay, you know what? Here, bring it in at this time. You know what? I got a huge shop, fuck all the huge shop.
Yeah.
Deal with your customer. Make them feel comfortable. When you make them feel comfortable, that's how you're going to get customers.
Agreed.
They're going to feel comfortable. And you keep them updated.
Yep.
You know, there's some customers that are anxious. I got customers that are anxious. You gotta just, you know, you gotta tell them, you know, you gotta, you know, you want the car. You gotta I gotta take my time in doing the car.
Right.
I'm not gonna rush because you're anxious. If you're anxious and you want your car, I will give it to you half wrapped. Because why am I gonna ruin my skill or my hobby or my
Reputation.
craftsmanship because you're in a rush.
Right.
That's what I mean. Don't let your customers control your business. Slow down, right?
That's it.
Slower is better.
And being realistic with timing, you know, if you know, I rather tell the client it's going to be 5 days.
I always do that. I always say that.
And I call them on the third day and they're like, "What? It's done? What?" They're happy, dude.
Yeah.
Always overshoot the time frame because they're so happy when they get it a couple days early or a day early, and it gives you more time. God forbid if something happens, you get a bad batch. Going back to that, get a bad batch of film. Well, I'm not getting film for another day, but you know what? You bought yourself a little bit of time. If you give it to them on D-Day, no harm, no foul. But no, when you go beyond that day, you gotta kind of kiss ass a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like to leave the cars or whatever I'm working on. I like to wrap it and then let it sit with me for a day or leave it in the sun just to see if there's any movements or anything like that.
Yeah,
or, you know,
it's
the sun will
typical.
pulse. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, you know, just don't rush. Don't rush for nobody, man. You take your time. If the customer can't understand, just warn them. If you're going to rush, you're going to get a shit job and you're not going to be responsible for the bullshit. That's it.
Yep.
And let them sign off on their stupidity. I don't know if it's me just being a jackass, but somebody has to say something, right?
I mean, hey, there are a lot of real people out there. I mean, don't get me wrong. This is all in good fun as well. You know, I mean,
for sure.
These are things we you know, we bite our tongues sometimes. This is just real talk, man. This is the shit that we deal with that a lot of the listeners at times say to themselves, I'm not the fucking only one dealing with this. There's no way this person is like this or I'm dealing with this scenario right now. There's no way.
Oh, yeah, I'll open my chops. I don't care, man.
Dude, I'm the same way, bro. This is why I started this because there was nobody out there, you know, relating, you know, I mean, everybody wants to put good stuff out there. But how about the bad shit that we deal with, too? Nobody says any of the bad shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to hear a lot of the good stuff and hear your stories and all that stuff. But I want to hear the real talk, like things that are going to help people get further in the industry or help them out advice-wise so they don't have to deal with this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the name of the game.
Man. Contracts, get the customers to sign the contracts. I personally, I'm jumping on the bandwagon with that. So it's almost done. And, I'm going to get my customers to start signing off on stuff because at the end of the day, it's your ass, right? So, I'm just, you know, I'm just keeping it real, man. Like, you know, there's a lot of good people and there's a lot of bad people that will be out to fuck you, basically. So, you gotta,
nothing.
Yeah, you gotta think of every single angle when you're wrapping a car And all the bullshit that you deal with, you got to put it in that contract.
Right.
All the bullshit that you've ever dealt with customers, you add it in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you make the customers sign off. And if customers are listening, sorry if but this is more on the industry side.
Yeah. I mean, when you go to a lawyer and you're signing documents, you have a contract. You go to buy a car, you have a contract. It can't be, it can't always be a handshake like it was back then. You know what I mean? I have a lot of clients that their word is, I know it's gold when they say, and they shake my hand, yes, this is going to happen. And that's it. And there's some that I take their word for it because they haven't burnt me yet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a lot of people you don't know walk off the street, come get a quote, or come wanting to get work done. Sign a contract. There's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, you're only, as long as you're saying that this is just a document to make sure that I don't get burnt and you don't get burnt, and we all are on the same page of what's going on here. We pay insurance for a reason. At the end of the day, do you want to use that insurance because you scratched a car? Or you were accused of scratching a car? No.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's another thing. Walk around the car with the customer. Look at every single panel, corners, anything that you could possibly think of that will affect you in any way.
Have them sign off on a sheet when they pick up. No damage done. The car was fully checked before it left. That way when the car does come back and they say, hey man, you scratched up my window. Nah, dude, you looked at the whole car before you left. You signed off that the car had no damage when it came in, had no damage when it left. It's just like everything's in order. I'm sorry. There's nothing. Your signature's right here. Like, do what you want, but
there's a lot of crooked people just to get money on their own car, so they'll get a rap and they'll say, "Oh shit,"
It happens,
something else
dude.
is broken, and there's people out there,
and there's scammers out there, dude, calling people left and right. Hey, I'll send you a $5,000 check, deposit it, send me back 1,000. Yeah, okay.
No, yeah.
How about no?
You can't hustle a hustler.
No, you can't, man. I work 24/7. I understand how this shit works. That can't fly, man.
Yeah, that's I don't know, man. And I always get deposits from people, and it's a safe way of securing,
Yeah, securing your work, securing your scheduled date, all that stuff, man.
Scheduled date. Don't schedule a date without a deposit. Don't buy no material without no deposit because you're going to lose out. 100%. Try it out. If you don't believe me, try it out. But if you want to try it out, you might as well give your money to me.
Yeah, right? Throw it in the trash.
Because I've been there and I've done that.
Unless you're able to resell the product you just bought, don't buy it yet.
Yeah. Here's another thing. Personal. Friends-wise, don't even do that either. Don't even do it for friends. Don't buy the material for friends.
No.
Don't do it because it's just going to be a runaround and
it's
a whole heap of bullshit that you just don't want to think about.
At the end of the day, it's not worth losing a friend over it.
Yeah, you're going to lose out. Trust me. I lost 2 friends over stupidness, to tell you the honest truth.
I don't even do work for friends, bro. I tell them, go somewhere else. I don't want to lose a relationship over something stupid. Stupid.
So it's like, I don't have time for drama.
Yep.
And I'm more of, okay, I got something to do. I'm going to go execute it on to the next task kind of guy.
Yep.
And I don't, if I'm not working, I'm working, man. That's me.
That's it. Peter, dude, you've been awesome, dude. I know we're running into 2 hours now. It's been all great, dude. Your advice has been gold. Your story is amazing, dude. You know,
For sure.
and what you're doing up in Canada, bro. Keep plugging away, dude. I hope, you know, sooner than later you get that brick and mortar and that huge ass fucking sign you want. You know what I mean?
It's gonna happen one day, man.
For
It's
sure.
gonna happen.
For sure,
You guys are
dude.
gonna see that shit from space, huh?
That's
Neon
awesome.
lights, huh?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, dude, is there anything that you want to bring up that maybe I didn't talk about or I'll bring up during our conversation?
No, it's just, you know, it's all the rappers. I'm not perfect, you know. I'm just an ordinary guy just rapping, you know what I mean? I do make mistakes. I try to do my best at everything I do. And, you know, keep hustling. Keep it real.
That's it, man. Well, let everybody know where they can find you on social media, website, or any type of other outlets to get in contact with you.
You guys can see all my work on Instagram. Your Car Rap, YOURCARWRAP 1106. And you can see all my work there.
Perfect. Peter, dude, absolute pleasure having you on the show, brother. Thank you so much. And
respect, brother.
Man, I appreciate it. I wish you well for 2018, man.
Hey, same as well, man. Respect to everybody, man.
What's up, everybody? Hope you enjoyed this episode of the All Wrapped Up podcast. Hit that rank button and review. And to stay up to date with future podcasts, hit that subscribe button. Till next time, folks, that's a wrap.